Welcome, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the July edition of our Wild Wednesday webinars. Today I'm delighted to introduce Christopher Duffy. He's the Vice President of Marketing for the Top 40 Supplier Bag Makers. Bag Makers is the largest bag company in our industry, and they are really specialists. This is the only category they are in, and so they are the experts at it, and they're great at it. Today he's going to talk about taking your sales to the next level with their new Color Vista program. Christopher?
Thank you, Paul, and welcome everyone. Glad to have you here. Paul has given me just 4 hours to get through all of this material, so I've got 117 slides. So let's go ahead and get started here. As you said, we wanted to talk about taking your sales to the next level using our Color Vista, but really the full color imprinting capabilities that are available to you. I'm going to spend just the next 30 minutes or so, and I don't have 117. I was just kidding. There are just about 13 slides here. But I'm going to share with you some very specific sales applications that you can apply to some of your clients and some of your industries that you focus on. So let's just go ahead and get started here. So what exactly is Color Vista? Well, it's a brand name that we've given this process for full color imprinting on non-woven bags. And you know how popular non-woven bags are today. They're cost effective, they last a long time, they have big, large build areas, and buyers seem to really like them for all those reasons. They make very good branding vehicles. The best thing about bags, we like to say, is that they're mobile, sometimes even more than a T-shirt. So the message gets out there, it gets put out there, and it travels. It moves around town, it moves around the country, and that's a great value for bags. So what if you take that message on that mobile tool and change the imprint, change the message, enhance the message? Well, that's what Color Vista does. And we can also do it on a few of our paper bags. And on the paper bags, that works when you can't do the 3,000 piece minimum to get full color on a custom bag. So we'll do as few as 100 on some of our paper bags. So that's what Color Vista is, full color imprinting to really enhance the presentation. So for us, the dynamics of Color Vista come down to this. Technically, it's a transfer process, but it does require real skill. When we started working with Color Vista, it came down to, I can't tell you how many bags we ruined just trying to get the process right. So think about a transfer as pressure and heat, and then putting that pressure and heat on plastic, trying to get it the right dynamics, the right timing, the right dwell on plastic where you don't damage the bag at all. That's the real skill set. We do the process entirely in-house. We've got the nice new machinery that does that. For those in the industry who offer this kind of imprinting, most suppliers buy it from one of two sources in the country, their transfers. But we do it entirely in-house. And what that means for us is we think we offer really vivid colors. That's the nice thing. Vibrancy is really important. I'll show you some examples later on. And then tight registration. That's really critical to do multicolor imprinting, because multicolor screen printing, which is the general process done, the more widespread process, multicolor screen printing is difficult on non-woven material. So here with Color Vista, the tight registration is there. And that becomes our forte. We've won some nice PPAI Supplier Achievement Awards based on our Color Vista imprinting. The artwork file is a little bit different. We like the CMYK versus the RGB. The CMYK is the 4-color process, and that gives you a better imprint. We'll do Color Vista in 6 days or less, and a rush service is available. And I think we're one of the few who can get down to, I think we're the only one who can get down to a 3-day rush service on this process. So those are the dynamics of Color Vista. So let's go right into a case study. Let's get into some sales applications, how you can add profitability to your sales by moving away. So here's an example of the Vermont College of Fine Arts. This is what the client asked for. But this is a one-color imprint, but they wanted their name, they wanted their web address, they wanted their phone number. But when you look at that logo, really, is there anything fine arts about that logo? Not really. But that's what they wanted. They have a student recruiting fair coming up, and they want to give something out to their prospective students at the high schools. This is what they asked for. But this becomes almost a price sell. Anyone in the industry can offer this. You could lose this order for 2 cents. So what we did with the distributor in this case was try to apply a Color Vista application to make the bag stand out more and to talk more about what Vermont College does. The end result was we went to their website, grabbed an image, created a virtual that sold the project. Then we got the original artwork file and came back. So this is what they asked for, but this is what the end project looked like. So here's a student wearing glasses. Look at the reflection in the glasses. There's a campus building, and that building is a landmark, a statewide known landmark on their campus. So this was actually, this is pretty creative design right here, isn't it? Now, where did this image come from, though? Well, it came from the website because the website was showing work, creative work done by some of their students. This was a project done by one of the students. Student, glasses, reflection of their well-known landmark from the campus, right in there. So this was the creativity. So here's what happens. This is a price sell because everyone does this. This is a creative sell. This is what the client asked for, but this is really what they needed. This logo says who they are, but this logo says what they do. And that kind of creativity is how you can set yourself apart in the mind of your clients, because what also happens is when you see a lot of your clients, how many of your clients think that this is all that's available to them? Oh, bag, one color, that's what's available to me. But when you show them this, what happens to their perception of what they can do and what the bag can offer them? Now it's no longer a price sell. Now this is a creative sell. You then own a different space in the mind of your client. That's really cool. So as a supplier for you, we have a distinct advantage for you, and that is that we see every logo that goes through the building. Every single logo, whether it's your order or not, we see them all, and we actually track how Color Vista is being utilized. And we came up with we've tracked 4 top applications. So I want to share those with you. And then as we go through them, you can see how they can apply. You can start to think about how they could possibly apply to your clients. So our first one is this. So this is really nice using Color Vista. You can use it for co-branding or co-sponsorship opportunities. So you see here, these are co-branding. All these brands sit under the Smucker's logo. But for us, when we do an imprint like this, Color Vista is one imprint for us. Boom, one swipe of the machine. But look at all the different colors of red. Look at the shades of red there. Every brand got its logo in its integrity in its colors for no extra cost, doing multicolor imprinting and things like that. And something else to notice here, what we specifically can offer is, notice that that design has no big solid box background behind it. Each logo stands alone. With Color Vista, you're not required to put this big box behind it and have the logos sit on that. They're all kind of what I call floating there for you. So you can also use this capability to do co-sponsorships for events, for charities, things like that. Now you can sell the space on the bag and pay for the project, actually. We have a large trade show bag called the George, big imprint area, 14 by 10. We've squeezed 40 different logos within that area for one client. Doesn't change the price because for us it's just one imprint. So co-branding, co-sponsorships, nice application. We see this often in our building. The second application we see a lot of is showing landmarks. So whether it's a new hospital wing, a corporate campus, if it's a resort, as the Boar's Head is here, a golf course, show landmarks is really a popular application for us. Now here's the great part. All those images you see in that picture, they already exist. This is the easy part for you. They exist because your client took them for their brochures, for their website, for whatever. All you have to do is ask for those images. And if you want help doing layout, design, organization, let us know and we'll help you with that. So we actually helped with this one. They gave us a series of images. We just created that one thin border, that brown line all the way around the outside just to create, just to tie the image together. I'm sorry?
Oh.
Okay. So that's a second application, showing landmarks. And a lot of clients have something like that that they could show. Third application, what I term abstract art. And these are things that are not necessarily created in Illustrator or those drawing programs. So look at this image. There are 9 drawings here, 9 individual abstract drawings, and all these drawings are from children. They entered a contest so that talking about their image, their perception of conserving water. So these 9 drawings were the winners. Well, we were able to take all 9 drawings, create the background, tie them all together, and imprint them on a bag. We do a lot of that abstract kind of art. We replicated Norman Rockwell paintings. Very interesting. That gives you a lot more creative opportunities here. Again, the drawings existed, right? The kids colored them. We just had to replicate it for Color Vista. The fourth application is I saved for last because I think it's the one that's least utilized but offers the most profitable, the most options for profitability, and that is to show the product. How many of your clients make or sell something? So my best example is consider a trade show. You have a trade show, you have a client who's introducing a new product, they are going to this show, but ask your client this: how many of the people walking this show actually walk by your booth versus walking in? So many people just pass by. But if you gave out a bag with a picture of the new product, you can tell your client it's wholly possible that someone 6 aisles away still sees your new product, though they haven't been to your booth. Effectively, you can turn the entire trade show floor into your booth, and the lobby, and the food court, and the restrooms, and the shuttle bus. See where I'm going here? By showing the new product. Again, the images exist. They're already there. You just have to ask for them. The work has been done. But showing a product, and we've been using Color Vista to show product. There are images I see going through that I couldn't tell you what they were. Later they were explained to me that they were transmissions and chassis and things like that. I'm not in that industry, couldn't recognize it. But it was important to those people. It was important to that client that anything they put in print, Color Vista can replicate. And one of the hardest things to do in marketing is what? Continuity. That's why Mickey's ears have to be Mickey's ears, and Coca-Cola's red is always that red. Color Vista lets you offer continuity to your client based on the other things they're doing in any given marketing program. Showing product, I think it's a critical one. We do more and more of it. Still like to see even more, though. The opportunities are amazing. So here's a little case study here. We have this non-woven die-cut bag, and they used it for orientation, this university. So they show their student union, they show their stadium. That's great. But on the back of the bag, as orientation, they actually put a map of the campus on the bag. I thought that was a pretty neat idea of theirs. So consider it for resorts or showing golf courses, cruise lines. You know, you put a map of the ship on their hospitals. Hospitals would be interesting because you could say, here we are in admissions, and you need to go down the hall around the corner to X-ray. You could put it all there. Stadiums would work the same way. And again, all those colors, just one imprint. Here's something interesting. This is one of the very first projects we ever did. This bag, this design, has 9 spot colors to it. The colors are vibrant, and the registration is perfect. You see the black outline on the hands. You see the bows in the girl's hair. the registration is perfect. Now, a 9-color spot design, we would never even attempt in screen printing. Couldn't attempt it. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't come out. We'd damage more than we finished with. So that's another availability where Color Vista works on spot colors, not always for color process photographs, for example. And this was done for a daycare center, a national daycare chain, so which leads me down the corner there where we talk about the QCA. All of our products are QCA accredited and CPSIA compliant when you're talking about children under 12. So these bags, this imprinting, you can tell your client will never be on the evening news because of lead content or anything like that. Color Vista gives you then the best of both worlds there. So, who's using Color Vista? Well, I just showed you a lot of applications, didn't I? And we went through very specific ones, 4 main and then 2 sub applications. But the real question here is, as you move your clients away from the one color, how many of your customers really design their campaigns in one color? How many, really? When you get projects from clients, some products in our industry limit you to one color. But how many really designed their original campaign in one color? As far as I know, only Apple can get away with it, and they've got the war chest for it. So if they have this full color campaign in place or being designed, you can tell them on a great mobile branding vehicle, we can replicate that on a bag using the Color Vista process. So the pricing then becomes important because your clients will naturally ask, well, how much more do I get? How much more do I pay for that? So for us, on average, I've got the end column numbers memorized. On average, Color Vista is $1 on a C more than a one-color screen print. And for that $1 on a C, you see no screen charges, there are no setup charges, there are no multicolor run charges. You pay the $1 more, you pay the freight, which is always a separate line item, and you're done. It's a super easy invoice for you and then for your client. Super easy invoice. So with that, a lot of distributors use Color Vista for their own branding first as a self-promotion. So our self-promotion special is just order 150 pieces. You have just the price of the bag, and then I include here the 3 top-selling items that people use from us is our Big Thunder, the grocery tote, the Thermo tote, which is an insulated version of that, and a zipper on top, and then our Saratoga tote, which is like a boat tote. They're the 3 top-selling self-promotion bags that distributors are giving out to their clients, putting a Color Vista logo on there. How many of you have one-color logos yourself, right? So you can replicate your own logo in your full colors. You can show your team if you want. You can show your building if you want. You can show a host of products. Hey, we sell mugs, pens, portfolios. We do it all. You can do all of that right there on the bag. So that's pretty much it. We go through those. It wasn't 117 slides. Are there any questions for me?
Everyone is unmuted, or you can post your questions in the chat box on the lower left-hand corner of your screen. We'd had an earlier question, one of the people who had pre-registered, Christopher, about is there an eco-friendly story to the bags?
There is. For the non-woven bags, they have an eco component to them. For our bags, they're 20% recycled content in them, and then when the users finish with them, they're 100% recyclable. The only exceptions to that are the insulated totes, because the insulation can't be separated from the non-woven material. But all of the other bags, like the grocery totes and stuff, they can be reclaimed if your local jurisdiction will take them. Now, all plastics are rated with a number, a 1 through 5, based on their composition, their chemical composition, and the non-woven bags are rated a 5. So if your local jurisdiction takes a 5, these bags can be reclaimed again.
Perfect. Howard's got a question for you. It's in the chat box.
Yep. What's the cost for the self-promotion? So for Color Vista, you order 150 pieces, and then you get to use the end column price. The end column hat.
And then there were no setups or anything extras.
None of that. Nope. The only other charge you'd see is the freight to get it to you. That's it. We really like simple invoices. Really makes everyone's life so much easier.
Tim's got a question.
Yeah. How long does the non-woven last compared to regular polyester? When I see 80 GSM, how does that compare to a denier like 70 or 600, et cetera? The chemical composition of non-woven bags, which is the chemical name is polypropylene, versus the polyester. The longevity of them depends on what you do to the bag, how often it's used, and what kind of rugged use it's put through. When you look at the GSM numbers, I can tell you that the GSM stands for grams per square meter, and an 80 versus a 70 or the denier, the GSM is really an indication of the density of the material. So in 1 square meter, the density is 80, or the industry norm seems to be 70 or 80. Some people have 100. But 100 is denser, so it should last longer. That's the concept. It's a denser material, so it will last longer. 600 denier, wow, that's thick, right? So that's what you know to be the nice computer attachés. So those will definitely last longer because there's significant density at 600. I've never seen a 70 denier polyester myself. We have a couple polyester bags ourselves, and they start at 190. And even at 190, they're pliable enough that you can, one of them you fold up completely and it collapses into an interior floating pocket. We wouldn't want to go less than that because we don't think the bag would last long enough. Hope that answered the question, Tim.
Great. Well, if there aren't any other questions, if there aren't any other questions, I would like to thank Christopher, and what a great presentation and what great opportunities this process provides for you. I often speak about selling and the importance of having a story and being able to tell a story. As he showed with the examples of the Vermont School and the children's art, you can really create a story right on a bag, and that's a powerful selling proposition. I'd like to thank you all for attending today's webinar. I'd like you to put down August 28th, when we'll be welcoming Tom Royden from Maple Ridge Farms for our Wild Wednesday webinar. If you'd like to get a copy of Christopher's presentation, just shoot me an email and I'll be happy to send it to you. If I get it figured out how to put these presentations on the website, I'll do that. But in the meantime, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to send a copy of it to you. We have a couple of great events coming up on August 20, of course. Ideas in Bloom at the Frederick Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park in Grand Rapids. Nearly 70 tables of the top suppliers, with the craft brewery tour on Monday night before that happening. And then on Thursday, the 22nd, we have our golf outing. Still would love to have more golfers, and love to see you join us for that. Personally, I'll be presenting how to sell against digital advertising for PPAI on a PPAI webinar on August 15, and you can get more information at PPAI's website on that. This presentation has been recorded. As soon as it's processed, I will post it on the MIPA website, and you'll be able to review the presentation there. So I'd like to thank everyone and thank Christopher, and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone.